Well, hey everybody, it's your boy JB. You have to bear with me today. A little bit bunged up, a little bit sick from the last couple of weeks, not sleeping and all the rest of it. So, got a new camera angle high, and I'm going to do the dishes now. So, I've got a couple of quick things I want to run through today. Excuse me. Number one, YouTube. Right, so probably seen over the last couple of days that YouTube and their infinite wisdom have begun to do a experiment on how you see all of your videos in the subscription feeds. They're looking at it in a pretty much the same way as Instagram and Facebook, where essentially what they're trying to do is test to see whether it works out of chronological order. So basically what that means is, instead of you seeing everything as and when it was posted, a date order as it is currently right now, basically what they're saying is that they want to try it to give you the most used, or what you watch the most at the top, and then kind of do a ranking system for the remainder. And that's okay. I mean, you know, it is what it is, but it kind of makes it harder again. I'm one of those that have gone through the last, I went through the last one. I'd actually just made it to 10,000 views, maybe like a week before. They made the change to then allow only monetization on I think it's 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 minutes of accumulated watch time over a year, which is pretty annoying as a small producer, because, you know, I'm a one-man band and do quite a lot of work for this, so there's quite a lot that needs to go into it and needs to kind of go behind it. So it takes a whole week to make a video pretty much, and never mind standing in front of a sink doing dishes and, you know, whatever. So now to have further restrictions, or at least have further restrictions being you know, looked upon or tested out, which suggests, you know, generally when things are tested that it's a good idea and they'll likely push it through, makes me question again my ability to really thrive on a platform like YouTube, whenever there are other platforms out there like Patreon and, you know, even to a lesser extent Vimeo, that would be better served for the back catalogue. So it's quite annoying. I'm looking into it at the minute because I don't really want to move away from YouTube, right? Because I've always had the stuff on YouTube and it's always been that way. And it's very, very easy for me to kind of share it out and, you know, and work through. But I have to say it's quite annoying, so I'm not really happy to be truthful with it. But we'll see what happens anyway. It's not, you know, fully complete. It's only a test at the end of the day. So hopefully that won't be much of a problem moving forward. Second thing really this week, I've been really sick for most of the week, because actually not really because of this, but because of the kind of, you know, the stress and kind of work behind this. My granny unfortunately passed away during the week. My granny Vance, as she was known to me and Sadie to everybody else, was, you know, one of the matriarchs of our family, and kind of taught me an awful lot about, you know, what it means to be in a family and how to provide for your family, etc, etc, just the same way as my other granny did on my father's side. But one of the things that she loved to do, or one of the things that we loved to do, was 2 o'clock tea on a Saturday afternoon, which, if you're anyone in the UK, everybody knows what that is. Everybody goes and sees their mum or their granny or whoever it is on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, either to have a roast or to have 2 o'clock tea, which generally consists of tea and some form of food, like pancakes, apple tart. My granny's boiled cake was a special fantastic cake that I've done on the channel a couple of times before, which will likely resurrect specifically for this. So today, while I've been off, I've been kind of lying low while I've been off, because I am quite sick. But today I was thinking about her quite a lot, and just thought to myself, you know, I'd love to make an apple tart, and I'd love to remember what it's like to cut into it and pass it out around. So, and it's something, you know, I'm very excited to share with my new wife, Claire. So I'm excited for her to come home from work today and kind of, you know, get some of that and get a good bit of that done. So, and obviously, you know, squirty cream that shit up, for want of a better term. Bear with me a second while I get more stuff. So naturally, it was a very sad occasion. We've been up and down kind of the hospital every so often, every other night, kind of looking, you know, just getting a chat here and meeting up with the family, and you know, everybody's back over and seeing some people, you know, from the family, kind of 5 to 10 years, you know, different ones from different countries and different places. And I have to say, the as we named it, the going away party, was exactly that. It was a party to which my granny would have been very pleased. We did have a nice little buffet set up in Course Corner, which is a place that I eat in quite regularly, actually, with Clara and with the remainder of the rest of my family. So nice place, and we do a review one day, because I think it's one of those underrated places that people kind of always kind of shy away from, especially out around these parts. But actually, it's one of the nicest places to actually go and eat, you know. So it is. So that was pretty cool. What else has been going on this week? Well, we've been on for 10 minutes, so let me just dry my hands and then I'll move you across to do some more work. Okay, so updates on Fat Lad Food this week. I'm putting out a garlic bread recipe. This one inspired by my current favourite celebrity chef, who a lot of people won't know, not unless you follow Viceland or you follow Munchies TV on YouTube. Matty Matheson is his name. He's like what I would love to be as a chef, in that he knows exactly what he needs to do, he knows exactly how to put it all together, but he's pure punk, so he doesn't care. So there's quite a lot of bad words, quite a lot of funniness, but he's very, very comedic. So he's one of the favourite ones, one of my favourite ones that I tend to kind of, you know, run about with or kind of look for whenever I'm doing stuff and whenever I'm looking for stuff to watch on YouTube. So bear with me, I'm just going to pop you around here while I clean up. And he does loads and loads of different recipes online for an American, excuse me, for an American group called Munchies and Viceland TV. So Viceland in America is like a cookery TV show or channel, pretty much in the same vein as kind of Food Network. Maybe not all related to cookery, but it's all related to urban stuff. So it's like, it's all related to people who work in the arts or people who work in the culinary fields, whether that be bakers or, you know, candlestick makers, whatever it is. It's kind of covered in those channels, but it's very urban, so it's very on the streets. So everything is kind of shot on the streets and shot with people from the streets. It's not polished in any way like Food Network would be, for example. So it's quite cool. But he did a recipe a while back for meatballs, which I loved watching. I didn't use the recipe because actually the recipe that I put out a couple of weeks ago is my mum's recipe. Bar the sauce, I did the sauce myself, to be quite honest. Sauce is great. So in doing that, he made garlic bread, but he did it slightly differently to the way that I've done it. But the base recipe is essentially the same. So I made my own hoagie rolls a while back. Actually, I forgot to put the video in here. And then cut them in half and you make a compound butter. So compound butter is essentially a butter that is mixed with something. So for example, garlic butter is a compound butter because it's butter that's mixed with something and then kind of, you know, it's delicious. It's really, really good. You'll really, really like it. I think my thing died there, I think, so it did. Oh well, sorry about that if we had a bit of droppage. But so that drops tomorrow as normal. Well, I'll say tomorrow. You'll not get this until Sunday. So actually it was out yesterday. So I hope you enjoy that. I did record the video today of me making the apple tart, so I'm going to be doing a special video for as a dedication to my granny, you know, for obvious reasons with that, so that kind of everybody understands what she means and how I got my culinary beginnings, I suppose, outside of my mother leaving me at home when they went to the caravan every weekend, and I lived a life of omelets. True story. Like, really true story. The only other thing that's really happened this week is I've just finalised the soda bread. So as I was telling you the other week, excuse me, I've started to put together a line of soda bread to sell. So I'm currently selling it through my sister at the moment and her business. But also I started to sell some of it in work. I've had one order that I might try and kind of push out into more orders across the board. And by trying to sell it, a lot of people in work seem to be quite interested in it anyway. So always worth a go, I think. Quite easy. The one thing I'll say is, and one thing that's really good, but really interesting more than good, is the markup, right? So markup is the amount of profit you can make off something. So for example, I was pricing up pancakes yesterday to do 10 a week. Now, you need to buy flour, eggs, milk, butter, so on and so forth, you know, the sugar, and all the rest of it, self-raising flour, so on and so forth. But then you have to divide it out, so because obviously I'm making 10, then I need 10 of each quantity, so that tells me how many of these things that I need to buy per month in order to kind of be able to cope with the demand that I'm essentially trying to do. And I was working out the pancake one yesterday, and for a pancake, so there'll be the, you know, the big fat ones, the proper American style pancakes. They, for 10 of those, it costs 66 pence to do 10, and probably one of those will be sold for £1. So if you think about it, that is 6.6p to make, and it costs £1 to buy. So that's a tremendous markup from the amount of cost to the amount that you actually charge, right? So I find myself in a conundrum then, because of the fact that some of these people are my friends, right, that I'm selling to, and whilst I'm a salesman at heart and always will be a salesman at heart, it's really difficult for me knowing that it only costs 6p to make a pancake and I'm charging someone £1 for it, right? So I'm coming up with some nice, hopefully some nice deals for people where, you know, it's not going to cost as much. It'll probably do them for, you know, maybe 25p or something like that, or we do them 26p and then, you know, that's it done. So I'm making 20p for each one, so that's £2 for 10, you know. Because you obviously have to put the labour into it, and the amount of money that costs, you know, depends on the time that you have to spend. Now, luckily with the orders that I have, with the 10 sodas and the 10 pancakes, you know, I can wrap those out in about 3 hours. So I'll get up at, you know, 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning and bang out all of those things before breakfast, you know. But then, you know, every month, based on the selling and based on the costing that I've done, I could be making somewhere in the region of 80 quid extra, you know, which is nothing to be sniffed at. It's also a foot in the door, and what I mean by a foot in the door is my logo's going to be going on it, so I'm going to be starting to bring people back into this business, and hopefully then starting to make agreements with other people to sell and deliver based on what they need, which will bring in more money. And it's a cottage industry, so it just happens on a, you know, every Sunday we'll just bang out whatever amount it is. Somebody will do the deliveries, and then that's it done, and we're making whatever money it is every month. So I mean, for 3 hours work, you know, you're talking what, 12 hours work a month, making 80 quid. That's like stupid money an hour, you know. It's, I think it's 12 hours divided into 80 is 70. About £8, about £7 an hour, something like that. Should be charging more actually, so it shouldn't be £7 an hour. Should be charging more. But either way, what is really interesting, what's really important about that is the actual the markup, right? That's how much it is. So whenever you go into a shop to buy a loaf of bread, guaranteed that there's at least 1,000% markup on it. So if you buy a loaf of bread for £1.10, then you can guarantee it will cost them £0.01 or something to make it across the board because of the manufacturing costs and all that sort of stuff. So it's quite interesting to know that that's the case. That's why I always bang on to people and say make your own bread, don't buy it, because you can actually, if you make your own bread every week, it would actually cost you less week to week than it would if you bought it. Because you're not buying the ingredient, you're not buying everything at 100% or like 1,000% markup, you know. But anyway, that's us. We did a wee drop there, so apologies for that if you were right in the middle of it. My name's Jason. This is Fat Lad Food, Kitchen Sink Podcast Volume 2. Thanks very much for hanging out with us. If you like what you see, subscribe and click the bell notification. Remember what I said at the start. Make sure that the subscription box is marked for notifications, otherwise you'll never see the content, assuming they bring in this new stupid idea that they've got. If you like the video, you like what I'm trying to do here, please give us a thumbs up. And also at the same time, if you're listening to this on Anchor, thank you so much, Anchor Crowd, for the great listen so far. The first one, it was fantastic audience for that, so thank you very much. And I will catch you guys later. Have a good day.